On board, I was genuinely impressed with Aeromexico on this long-haul flight to Sao Paulo. It was a fantastic seat on my 787-9, and the service and food were both better than expected. Great experience on board. There was even a self-service Nespresso machine. I mean, come on. In the airport though, they made one mind-numbingly stupid mistake in their operations. By the way, if you're ever curious about the price that I paid for this flight, or the equipment that I use on a daily basis while traveling and creating, all of that can be found in the description below. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, most unique, or simply most popular airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for 5 years now. I'd love for you to know more about how I do things on the channel, so simply scan the QR code or check out one of my hundreds of videos to do so. Let's get into the trip report. Similar to airports in the US, the airport here in Mexico City doesn't have a sterile area just for international flights. So if you're connecting on an international to international itinerary here in Mexico City, you'll need to officially enter Mexico in order to begin your lovely transit experience. I feel for Aeromexico, I really do, because it's clear that they're making the effort to be a well-regarded airline, but the facility they have to work with is simply inadequate. I spoke about this in detail in my video from Cabo to Puerto Vallarta, but very long story short, it was supposed to be a brand new world-class airport. The government began building it just a stone's throw away from where we are now, pouring billions into its initial construction phases. And then a new government came in, said nada más, and buried the project. Literally, they flooded the airport site to prevent it from being usable. So for what is looking like quite a while, Aeromexico is stuck with this terminal to use. I had a 7-hour layover. I wasn't exactly thrilled about it, but it was a good fare, so whatever. I'm up here on the mezzanine looking for the lounge entrance. I've been there before, but I couldn't find it, and that's because it wasn't there. Aeromexico had 2 lounges in this terminal, allegedly 3, more on that in a moment. But the 2 that I'm talking about were their flagship lounges. They wanted to refurbish them, and rather than do one at a time, they closed both for the majority of 2025. They're meant to be opening up this month, as in December of 2025. But I'm not holding my breath for an on-time arrival. I'll point out that I had a few viewers on my Copa video from Mexico City tell me that there is one small lounge still open, the Terrazas Lounge. While I was here, I asked a gate agent, because I couldn't find anyone else from Aeromexico, about the lounges, and her response was just, the lounges are closed. So, yeah. There is an Amex lounge here, but you can only access it within 3 hours of your flight. Since the Aeromexico lounges were closed, it was packed to the gills here, and they were operating as a restaurant. As in, you wait outside the lounge until a table or a sofa or a single bar stool opens up. Side note, it was literally like a Tumi showroom in there. I don't think I've ever seen so many Tumi Alphas in one room before. Anyway, let's get to the gate, get on board, and turn this review around. Of Aeromexico's 124 aircraft in their fleet, 22 of them are wide bodies, all of them 787s. 8 of them are 787-8s with older 222 seating in business, and the other 14, like ours today, have a 1-2-1 reverse herringbone configuration. This flight to Sao Paulo is flown by a mix of them, so thankfully mine remained a -9, and specifically was on their only aircraft with a special livery, in honor of Quetzalcoatl, an Aztec deity. You know I love bulkhead seats, and you know I love mini cabin seats. And in my opinion, the only way to top that is to have a mini cabin with just one row, which is exactly why I chose row 10. Not only that, but the center section of the mini cabin actually had 2 rows, so it didn't feel quite as enclosed as a single row cabin would. This is like ideal to the 3rd degree. These are more or less standard Super Diamond reverse herringbone seats, similar to what you'll find on countless carriers out there these days. In my opinion, these are the industry standard for a good quality business class seat. Plenty of storage in multiple areas, adjustable armrests, a good sized foot covey, loads of legroom. About Aeromexico seat in particular, if I could change just one thing, I would add a headrest that actually had function to move with wings on the side. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you could do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps videos with the algorithm. You could join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon, where I post the most, and can help you out with any travel-related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. Food menus, for only the food, were at the seats, along with guides for how to put the mattress pad on the seat. Choices for pre-departure beverages were water, juice, or champagne, and we pushed back with that beautiful engine view just as the sun began to set. let's talk about comforts on board. They have some clever, streamlined packaging which I liked. In the red bag, there was a pillow, a blanket, and your headphones. The pillow was fantastic, full size, and nearly as comfortable as you're going to find in any business class. The blanket was also a really nice quality and weight, soft but structured, and long enough to get you from head to toe. Last up was the mattress pad, which was folded into itself, serving as a second support pillow. The pad itself was one of the better ones that I've seen in business, maybe the best one. It was actually squishy foam and made a true difference in the comfort of the seat, whether sitting as a seat or in bed. The meal service began a little under an hour after takeoff. Here's the menu for the flight. You'll notice it's missing a bit of info. The menu card is only for the main dish of the first meal, which can also be chosen online prior to the flight. The appetizer was some sort of seasoned shrimp with a really fresh salsa verde. The shrimp were a bit like rubber bullets, but the flavor was good. The cheese course was also served together with it, a very odd thing since I don't think they expect you to keep this plate throughout the whole service. The main meal followed, and I chose the online-only option, which was jumbo shrimp with seasoned rice, fried plantains, and tequila sauce. Flavors here packed a punch. And if it wasn't for the shrimp again being like rubber bullets, I'd definitely order it again. This was served alongside a side salad and a selection of breads. Service on board the flight was efficient and friendly, in that order. The crew were warm and attentive, but there wasn't much time for chit-chat or explanation of the dishes. For the wine, it was simply Spanish or French red. Last up for dessert, we had a small tres leches cake and vanilla ice cream. In total, the meal lasted around 45 minutes and wasn't rushed for me, but I can say it may have been for some. I just wish there was a full menu, and shrimp that didn't have the texture of bullets, but you know. Overall, I'd give the meal a 7.4 out of 10. Wi-Fi vouchers were passed out for business class, though the pricing was pretty fair. $22 for the full flight, and free messaging was available for everyone. In-flight entertainment was available on the large bright screen and had a great selection, along with a couple live TV channels and a beautiful moving map. Headphones on this flight, different from the previous one, were surprisingly comfortable with the suede-like ear cups. Though I hope this doesn't give my identity away, my ears aren't rectangular. Not sure whose are. Here's the bed in full flat mode with that fantastic bedding. I slept like I was at home for a solid 5 hours. This is a massive win for me. When I woke up, I noticed that they had a full bar and snack bar set up. Besides the Virgins and Emirates of the world, this is one of the largest spreads that I've seen before. And there was even an Nespresso machine. A self-service Nespresso machine. On a plane. You know that alone earned them an extra point in the total score. The crew gradually started to wake up the cabin around 80 minutes before landing for the second meal service. Before that, let's take a look at the very stylish amenity kit and get freshened up. The kit is from Etro and makes for quite the statement piece as far as eye masks go. The restrooms were stocked with the same Etro products and were kept clean throughout. I would love to know if this was the intended flower. It's a bold choice. The choice for breakfast was eggs or waffles. I went with the eggs, and these were actually really delicious. Every airline should serve their eggs with some sort of salsa. Along with that, we got a fruit cup and a pot of yogurt. Overall, a nice, not too big, tasty breakfast service. 8.2 out of 10. As we were approaching Sao Paulo from the northwest, the sun began to rise. Note that for the entirety of the quote-unquote dark part of the flight, the windows were locked at the 3 out of 5 dimmer setting, which I think is fair. Super efficient crew, fantastic sleeping experience, decent food, full service Nespresso, and a non-existent lounge sums up this flight. For the sake of these rankings, not the score, I'm gonna disregard the lounge access since those should be open soon after this comes out. So I think I'm gonna bump them up to like a 6.5, which will round to a 7. Give me full menus, a lounge, next time I won't order the shrimp, and maybe we could get a 7 or an 8 out of them. That betting, though, had a lot to do with the ranking because it simply shows me what direction they're trying to go in. Just a side note, as of January 2026, I'm going back to a truly chronological posting order of my flights and hotels combined. That means that sometimes there won't be a single hotel video in a month, February for example, or sometimes the majority of the videos in a month, April for example, will be resorts. This will just help me streamline my own mental timeline as I juggle a new project that I'm working on for 2027. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this trip report today. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time for a special one from the Park Hyatt Kuala Lumpur. As always, thanks for watching until the end.